Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Welcome to another edition of Living Simply Fun. I'm your host, Aries, and this is Aaron.
Dork.
Aaron, huh?
Dork.
How about
Doofus?
How about Jack Booted Thug? Jack Boot
I'm not
Thug.
much of a thug. A
Alright.
dork, yes. A thug,
dork
no.
fish.
Yes, I'm a dork fish. So, anyways, we're going to try to keep these short today. Thank you, Bill Engvall, though, by the way, for dorkfish. That was great.
I didn't even know there was a dork fish. I just threw that out
Oh,
there
no.
random.
Dorkfish love corn dogs. So that's how you catch them. They just see corn dogs underneath the ocean. And So, anyways, a couple things today.
Here's your sign.
I nearly died today, helping Rita out. There's a nice little, can it be seen in the picture? There it is. See? Filing cabinet. That thing is a fireproof filing cabinet, and I swear it's made of lead or something. That thing's like 200 pounds. Somehow I managed to move it all the way over here, having to take like 4 breaks, and it feeling like my chest was going to explode at the same time. In fact, I think it did explode at one point. But I'm lucky I had a reset button.
Here's your sign.
So, anyways, yes, and thanks for Bill Engvall for that too, the Here's Your Sign stuff.
I am Sherlock Holmes.
And you bit the end off your pipe.
No, Uncle Donnie did. Go ahead.
I don't know why Uncle Donnie bit the end off your
Because
pipe.
that says pipe from the 1920s.
I know. I'm just being funny. So, anyways, we managed to get it up here, and Rita spent a lot of the day filing things away and getting it all set up.
And the office
And
looks a lot cleaner.
great little story behind that. We're walking the dogs, right? And we're going down some alleyways, and here it is just laying in an alleyway.
A golden gem going.
I mean, nothing around where it was. It's just laying there.
And God said, "Thou shalt take it, and thy save some money."
And we almost didn't see it, and I said, Rita, look. There is a filing cabinet, and you've been wanting a filing cabinet. So
for
we walk
6
about
years.
30 feet out of the way to take a look at it and say, this is great. If it's still here, let's get the dolly and bring it on home. So I end up walking the dog with Rita the rest of the way. And we came home, and we brought the dogs in. I gave Moppy to Rita, and I went to our neighbor and said, can I borrow your hand truck? And she said, of course. So I borrowed the hand truck, and I went over there, and I hooked it up with bungee cords and everything, tipped it, even though I could barely even tip it.
It's about 300 pounds is what it
and
said.
all hunched over, I'm sitting there trying to push it, using my belly and my hands and everything, and grunting and groaning and huffing and puffing and breathing really hard. And well, I get to about a block away, because it was only about a block and a quarter from where we live. And I'm in our parking lot, actually, just behind a car, and I watch this pickup truck, this greenish pickup truck with the bed down in the back. And it takes a left-hand turn, and then it takes a right-hand turn right into the area where we found the safe. And
wait, 251
pounds, there you go. So he takes this right-hand turn into the alleyway in which we found the safe. And I was within earshot still of the alleyway, and I hear the guy sit there, and he swears at the Lord, his name, and damn it. And where the F is that effing safe? Well, or filing cabinet.
Fireproof filing cabinet.
Yes. And it was very clear that what I had in my hands, he also had his eye on getting, so I got it just in time, and he was fit to be tied that it wasn't there when he came back.
I just want to say, brand new, it's about $520.
Yes, but unfortunately, we found out the reason this one was gotten rid of. Apparently, the person lost the key to it, and to get into it, they beat the hell out of the lock and probably pried it open with a crowbar, because there's dent marks in the top.
But it's still working.
But they managed to get into it somehow, get their files out. Maybe they even used a locksmith to get it. And so they decided to throw it out. Now the drawer's still open and closed, and it doesn't lock now because the lock's broke.
I don't need to worry about that. I just saved me some money.
So we're pretty much good with having that around. So that's the first part of this video. Number 2, shortly after that, while she was doing that, I was horsing around doing my Car Town, which I like Car Town. It's a fun game. At least to me. I like designing the cars, the skins, and all that. And racing them, which it's kind of a lame racing game in a way, but heck, I enjoy it. But I ran out of things to do there, so I said, I guess I'll give a new game a try just to see. And I was contemplating playing baseball again, which I got annoyed with because it took up too much of my time. And then I was contemplating trying golf. But then I ran across a fishing game that somebody posted on the feed, and I was like, a fishing game. I love fishing. I've liked it in Harvest Moon. I've liked it in Pokemon. I've liked it in Dark Cloud. I've liked it in Breath of Fire. There's other games too with fishing in it.
Breath of Fire, Breath of Fire 2, Breath of Fire 3. Don't know about Breath of Fire 4.
Animal Crossing. Now,
Harvest Moon.
I mentioned that one. So since I've always loved the fishing aspect of video games, I said, heck, I'll give it a try, because for one, on PlayStation, Rapala I didn't like, Shimano I didn't like, Real Fishing I didn't like. They actually were overly technical to the point that you're lucky if you even get a bite. You really have to learn the game and know what you're doing.
There is this fishing game once.
Well, I wasn't going to get into it. So
when I grew up,
I even have a Bass Pro game.
My mom's boyfriend Dave's sister and her husband, Dixie and Ron, they had this game that they played, and they got really pissy. Dave could never get it, but one night they were playing Pinnacle, and they said, here, sit in here and play this game and shut up. I came back because they had printouts of the biggest fish that they caught, and they're like, no one could beat it. Well, I hammered them all, and I'm like, now, I'm done. I'd rather play Deer Hunter at the time. Then I was not welcome to use their computer ever again either.
So anyways, back to the fishing game that I found. It's a little Facebook game called Go Fishing. Simple enough. Go Fishing. And I love going fishing, and Rita loves going fishing. So I decided to try this Go Fishing. And it's actually got cute little graphics with cute little characters of people. And really beautiful designs for the water, and the fish look good and everything. And, well, you got this little meter that's got an end at both ends, and both ends, it's a red section, like danger, you know. You don't want your line to get into that. You can lose your hook or break your line. You want to keep it in the center, and if you get it in the blue boxes, you get more strength behind your turn, and you got to fight the fish in. So it actually gives a challenge, but not too challenging to the point that you just want to throw your controller out the window and rip your hair out and scream bloody murder. However, Rita did lose quite a few hooks that irritated her earlier. And that's because you'll be fighting a fish, and you'll get your marker almost to the blue line. All of a sudden, the fish decides to fight, and pfft, there it goes. So you got to be very careful in your timing and everything, and... Well,
taking this camping. Look at this little buck.
We got tons of those little books.
Yes, you got a project I'm putting you to work on.
That's the game Go Fishing. It's actually a lot of fun. You get little missions to do. It doesn't seem anything's time-based, like do this in 2 hours. You can come and go as you please, do what you want, and then leave. It's got a map and tons of areas. It looks like you start in the Michigan area because you get to fish in Lake Michigan and stuff. So...
anyways,
we haven't gotten far enough to find out if there's other areas yet. And
see, my compass, it's designed to only have what my heart's desired. Right now, it's my rum.
So, on to the meat of this one. We wanted to talk about
Excuse me.
That was pleasant.
I said excuse me.
You need poopery.
Poopery. Because I want my poopy to smell like
Because I don't want my log to stink. When I'm pinching a brick or a loaf, I need to make sure that it is aromatic.
And just to let you all know, I reckon, since I looked it up, it even though it really does work, it is very expensive.
Yes, it is. But that's not what the meat of our story is about.
The meat of our story is this.
Our
a ham sandwich.
No, that's
You
the
said meat.
That was the meat in your lunch earlier.
I didn't have
No,
that.
wait. You had jalapeno, garlic, pork ramen.
Oh, yeah.
I diced up some jalapenos, and I diced up some garlic, and I fried it in some
that
butter.
stuff,
and then
right? Police
I added
officer,
it to some ramen.
a police officer says, mouth inspection, you go, how are you? And they eat that, they smell that jalapeno and garlic, and they're like, I'm going away.
Not only does it stink like garlic, but it burns their sinuses too. So, and then their eyeballs melt out.
That's why they say jalapeno, garlic, and ramen a day will keep the popos away.
Moving on, we want to talk about our upcoming plans. I know that we still have, let's see, it's coming up on April. And we're talking about, what, May?
The
end of May?
Yeah.
So, the end of May, we're talking about meeting up with a very good friend of ours.
Hopefully she checks out the Go Fishing! Woohoo!
She does like fishing, and she does like video games, and she likes Harvest Moon, and I assume probably Animal Crossing, so she might very well enjoy that. I don't know if she uses just a phone, and I don't know if it's on the phone. There's a Go Fishing 2, by the way, I think. And I don't know how that is.
I checked it out. I put fishing in the search on the Facebook. It just they don't even have a fly fishing game. Curse them frickin' Facebookers.
So, anyways, she's... hopefully will come out in April, and we can have
May.
May.
I'm buying the ticket.
We can have a great adventure. We're planning in June on going to a community that we've been through on a train, me and Rita, on our way to Cleveland, and it's called Whitefish. Now, we've only seen it from inside Whitefish Station, which is a beautiful train station, by the way.
Apgar
Probably
ain't
the
bad
most
either.
beautiful train station. You've never been to Apgar.
Yeah, we have. We went through. It's West Glacier.
Yes, but we did not see really look at it from the train. It doesn't come that close to the campground.
It does, but the problem is campground's 3 miles in. When we went through the last time, Apgar was closed because it was snowing.
So, anyways, the train station is absolutely beautiful in Whitefish. We know this already, and we've seen it very clearly and walked around it. And,
yeah, we know because I took my little stabby wooden dowel and I was like, give me a newspaper. Give me a newspaper.
It's kept very, very clean, and it has this, like, nature outdoorsy museum type thing, like a museum of natural history, like, outdoors, though. Like, you'd find in the middle of, like, botanical garden talking about things they found, like fossilized leaves and stuff.
When we were going through...
And then it's got this wrought iron fence with some statues around it, carved out of, I believe, probably iron. It's metalwork. But it's absolutely beautiful. The grass is kept well manicured, like, not like my fingernails.
Excuse me, I just want to say, last time we went through there, this is what happened. I'm sitting there...
The Amish kid.
No, this is what happened. I'm sitting there, right? And I invited him to breakfast, and he's like, oh yeah, and the lady's like, oh, well, we're only going to have a 20-minute stop, and we're pulling out, and Aaron's like, oh yeah, I'm going for a smoke, runs out, and I'm like sitting there with a hot cup of coffee,
that's right. I left you
down
at
the
breakfast.
Observation car, looking down, there he is, running out, going, finally the train pulls up.
That's not the last time we were there, though. No, that was, no, it wasn't the last time, because the last time we went through at night. The time before that was the time that happened, and the time before that was the Amish kids.
Was one time through on our way to Cleveland to get your teeth done.
Well, you got off there, and that's where the Amish kid was smoking.
The Amish kid was smoking and browning.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, and when we say Amish kid, I mean like 8-year-old smoking Swisher Sweets, which was kind of amazing. That his parents would allow it, and that people would just sit there and say, oh, it's an Amish kid smoking. It's no big deal. Nowadays, if you're 8 years old and you're not an Amish kid, somebody's going to grab you by the ear, try to find your parents, or they're going to try to turn you over to the law for underage smoking.
Yeah, so anyways...
we're going to go to Whitefish, and the first thing that we need to do is probably find a campsite, which I'm looking for already. I've made an email, and I'm waiting for a reply, busy.
I got to reply back to the Park Service so I can get some more information.
Mine's from the Park Service too, basically.
So did I.
So I'm waiting for a reply back from that. We're going to find ourselves a campground, and we're going to set up camp, and then we're going to walk around town, and we want to find out where the apartment complexes are, where the bus lines are, where the grocery stores are, where the pharmacies
That's
are.
where we're going to use MapQuest and then print it out.
Where the restaurants are, make sure that there's a hospital within range. I mean, if we end up having to go to the hospital or something, we don't want to walk 20 miles home. We want to make sure that we can walk a mile, maybe a mile and a half. I mean, you're in the hospital, you don't feel like walking very far. And, well, I have some heart problems or chest problems and end up there maybe twice, 3 times a year. Rita ends up there periodically, too, because of chest pains.
I just want to say, because of this whole Whitefish area and the hospital thing, that he hasn't seen winter yet when it comes to
we want to find out where doctors are, and because it does have heavier winters than where we are, we want to make sure that we don't have to walk through to the grocery store in 3 feet of snow trying to lift our legs and being like, I hate the snow. We want to make sure that either A, we can go and get on a bus right in front of our place and take a trip down the street to get to the grocery store, or we can walk within, a quarter mile or something. There are all sorts of things to keep in mind of what you need when you're in a place.
And if I'm there next year and it's wintertime in 2015, I'm going to Apgar because it's free winter camping.
And we're also looking at Kalispell, so we'll probably catch a bus on the second day to Kalispell and take a look around Kalispell, which is a bigger city. But we could probably knock both those off in one day. Then we're just going to enjoy ourselves and have some fun in Whitefish and go and do some things. There's an art museum type place that seems kind of neat to go check out, and sometimes they have special exhibits and stuff.
I was digging up something the other day. I'll have to send it home with him tonight after he clears up the library in the bedroom there. But anyways, it's the Whitefish Visitors Guide. I think A's got one too.
So after we get those things done, we plan on going to Glacier Park and doing some camping there too, and maybe going and actually touching a glacier. I hope it doesn't run us over. You know how fast moving those things are. But not like they've been sitting in the same place for like the last 400 years. But anyways,
he's got to really think about the Glacier Park seriously.
Why? Moppy would be fine riding on a glacier.
If you got the proper permits. Remember, it might be bear food.
I want to get up on the glacier and I want to take 2 stakes and I want to put them in the ice and I want to sit there with a pair of reins and say, "Get along, little glacier!" Kind of like my sleigh, like Santa, Yeah, except for I got this giant glacier. I just fly around the earth with it. Nah, that would never work, but wild sense of imagination. It's a good thing to have, no matter what age you are. So, I don't know. I'm all keyed up for some reason. And I haven't slept well the last 2 days.
He's got a sleep
I'm on a sleep study. Anyways,
let's get back to the
Glacier Park. We're hoping to maybe do some fishing in Glacier Park. We've looked into what it would cost to get an out-of-state non-resident license. We definitely want to do some camping and hiking. And then we're planning on coming back here for a while, and we'll fill you in on more plans in our next video for what we plan after that. But
I think we should.
Maybe not our next video. It could be a while from now, because our next plans that we have set up we're planning on late July, early August. Hopefully around her birthday, and we're planning on going to Wyoming. So we'll talk about that later, though.
If all goes well, will be Silverwood.
But when we do get back from Whitefish, we do plan to go out to our local area lakes and stuff and do some local area camping and some hiking through the farmland around here. Maybe get out to Martha Lake by walking there. Who knows? Maybe even get ourselves a couple bikes and just, go around. I
wonder, how are we going to get 3 bikes?
For one, I know there's a tandem bike. I wonder if there's a 3-seat bike. I know there's a 2-seater.
How are you going to manage 3 people on a bicycle with a little with Moppy, huh?
I'll get one of those little vest things and just hold him there like a little baby against my chest and be like do 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 do. He won't mind that.
So, anyways, I think that covers everything.
Yep, that's this video for this week. Thanks for watching.
Please
Go fishing. See if you can get yourself a free filing cabinet. It's fun.
Yes, that's living simply.
And
fun.
Try to make yourself plan for a vacation. There are ways to do it cheap. I mean, what we're looking at to go to Whitefish is, just the bus trip there and
train trip.
train trip there and camping. If we wanted, we could take a bus trip there. It'd be a little cheaper, but the train's fun too. So
bus would take 2 days to get there.
oh, I don't want to take 2 days to get there from here. Yeah, we're gonna take the train then. Save ourselves a little bit of time. We can't be away too long because we got to board the dog, which is actually more expensive than the trip.
We don't even know what it's going to cost, and I got boarding.
It'll be $40.
I got it. No. The last time it was $12 when I talked to them out of Ephrata. So, anyways, with that said, please add and subscribe. Please post comments in the box. Please add us as a friend. And please post suggestions and comments. Thank you, and may God bless the world.